Good evening. My name is Gregory Heil. I teach biology, photography, and computer graphic arts at Clayton Valley. As part of Clayton Valley's WAS Technology Committee, I worked on the district's 5-year 2010 to 2015 technology plan. I'm a trainer in the rollout of the new ORS student data system. I'm one of the webmasters of the Clayton Valley website, and I work with the district on the new School Loop website design system. So I have some background in the technology needs of our school and in the district. As we all know, technology is moving at lightning speed, and organizations that rely on technology, such as the high school, not only in its administration, but also in the content and deliverance of its curriculum, must be nimble in order to keep pace. Being smaller and more focused on its specific mission, Clayton Valley Charter High School will be able to be nimble and will be able to move quickly to respond to the specific challenges that face high schools in today's 21st century. In looking at the district's 5-year technology plan that I mentioned, for example, there's actually no mention of the words iPad, tablet computer, or even smartphone. The only mention of cell phones at all is to state that their use is banned during school hours. Now, this is not necessarily the fault of a poorly drawn 5-year plan. The fact of the matter is that at the time the plan was initiated just 2 years ago, the iPad had not been invented yet. But that's in large part the whole point. We don't necessarily know what technology the students of 2015 will be using and will need instruction in, but it is likely that it too has not yet been invented. I do know that as a charter school, we will be able to move much more quickly beyond the LCD projectors and document cameras that dominates the discussion in the district's current technology plan. Teachers are now not allowed to use the wonderful and largely free resources of YouTube and other internet resources because district policy won't allow them authority to override district-wide filtering programs, despite years of effort by teachers and school principals to rectify that. We should be encouraging the use of iPads and tablet computers rather than keeping our heads in the sand pretending they don't exist. We should be teaching our students how to responsibly use their smartphones. I want my biology students to be able to conduct more virtual labs, to use geographic information systems, and to use the resources already in their pockets to be able to quickly and efficiently work in a classroom. I want my photography students to be able to seriously pursue digital photography. In short, I want our kids to have the best, and as a charter school, we will be nimble, and we will be better able to move quickly in this rapidly changing world. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Tom Brannick. I've lived in the community for 21 years. My family consists of my 2 kids, both graduated from Clayton Valley back in '98 and 2002. My wife Debbie recently retired. She's a special ed assistant at Clayton Valley and many other schools in the area. I'm here today to share why I'm in such great support of the charter. Number one, the current system is failing our students, and it's very sad to see. We need to change this. Number two, the people that developed this charter are squarely behind it. They're from the front lines. They know what the students need, and they've incorporated that into the charter. Number three, the teachers and supporters of this charter are passionate about making Clayton Valley an excellent school. Not just a good school, an excellent school. And they have the charter in place. The mission statement is very clear, the goals are very clear, and there are specific objectives in place to make it successful and guide them. Drawing from my 31 years of business experience, working for companies like PepsiCo, Georgia Pacific, and a few others, I've noted great companies, and they're far and few between, but they're very different from regular companies. They do things differently. They innovate. They make sure that they're in front, not behind. It's important that great companies innovate. They empower their employees to do what's right for their consumers so that they can sell more product. They make sure their employees have ownership of the plan. and accountability for the results. They make sure decision-making is at the lowest level so that when a consumer comes, the person sitting in front of them can meet their needs. And finally, they have a great culture, and they have a great work environment. And people want to work for these companies and buy their products. I tell you all these things because I believe Clayton Valley can be a great school by implementing what's in this charter. It's all about innovation. The charter is innovation. All the things inside of that charter are encouraging innovation from the teachers and the staff. They're going to empower the teachers to do the right things for the students. The employees or the teachers, I'm down to the last 28 seconds here. The employees are owning the process. They're accountable for the results. And the decision making is being pushed to the lowest level, to the teacher level, where you can really make a difference. And then finally, the positive culture. 80% of the teachers voted for this. The community is behind it. It will be successful if you give it a chance. It could be the model for the future of education in the Bay Area. Thank you.
I just want to take just a quick moment and check in on the time because we're not going to get through all these cards if we continue at this pace. So I'm going to cut a minute off of the time, and I hope is that okay with everybody, because I want to make sure that everybody gets an opportunity to speak, and we do have a scheduled meeting that starts at 7. So
I'll be quick so I can donate my extra minutes to somebody else. How's that?
good.
I'm Amber Lightweaver, and I am a member of the Clayton Valley Charter High School Steering Committee, but I'm also a teacher at Clayton Valley High School. I've been a teacher in the district for 20 years, the last 18 of those at Clayton Valley High School. I have a senior student at Clayton Valley and a freshman at Clayton Valley. I actually wanted to use this forum to announce the process for election of the parent and teacher members of our governing board. We've set a deadline of September 1st to submit an application for candidacy, and the vote will take place on September 12th at a public location to be determined. The process will be overseen by the election committee, which is made up of stakeholders from all groups. It's very important to us, and we're going to make it a high priority that all stakeholders take part in not only the election process, but the governing process of Clayton Valley Charter High School. We want it to be a community effort. So if any of you out there are interested, go to our website and click on the link and fill out the form electronically, okay? Thank you very much.
Next speaker is Councilmember Judy Cruz, followed by Mark Weinman, followed by Paul Minnie.
Good evening, board members. With 19 years on the Clayton City Council, like you, I know what it's like to balance a public agency budget. It's not easy. The stress is incredible with what the state is doing to all of us, and I sympathize. But like you, I also know that our children are our future, and their education will shape the communities that we live the rest of our lives in. My sons both graduated from Clayton Valley High School 17 and 19 years ago. It was a good school then. It had deteriorated a little from the past, but it was still doing pretty well. It's not the same thing now. And we know that budget cuts have had their toll. The teachers are trying really hard, but it's just not working. They need help. More importantly, my grandchildren will start going to Clayton Valley High School very soon. And I really want that school to get back on track and be the school that really can be. So I am asking you to please do the right thing and give us a chance to improve this district, Mount Diablo Unified School District, with a charter high school at Clayton Valley. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, Mark Weinman, followed by Paul Minnie, followed by Steve Gonzalez.
Good evening. My name is Mark Weinman, and I am a community advocate, but also the parent of a current student at Clayton Valley High School. First, I'd like to thank you, the board, for your service to the community. As Dave said and others have said, it is a thankless job, and we do appreciate that. I'd like to tell you a little story. I am probably one of the people who the Charter Committee and others may not have liked so much recently. And that's because I'm a skeptic. I'm a project manager by trade. I look at things very carefully, and I try to determine whether or not it's worth doing, we can do it, and how we're going to do it. And I wasn't convinced initially. I was a skeptic. I got called out for it. I took my licks. But since that time, I've learned an awful lot. One of the things that I've seen, above and beyond everything else, is the passion that these people have for this. That has shown me a lot. But the other thing I've seen is a lot of the data, a lot of the plans, a lot of the things that they are doing and how they're going to do them. One of the things I didn't like was what Amber just talked about. In the charter it said they weren't going to elect people, they were going to appoint them. They fixed that problem. They listen, they're responding, they're passionate about this. My son will be graduating this year. This will not impact him. But I'm here because I believe in this and I support this. My son, who we chose to send to Clayton Valley High School because we lived in the Northgate district, has thrived there. And that is because of the dedication of these teachers. In fact, we just got back from Southern California looking at colleges for him because he wants to become a teacher. So I think that says a lot about this group back here. Being a skeptic, former skeptic, I want to make sure that you understand the community is behind this. The teachers are passionate about it, and that it will happen if you let it. Thank you.
Board President, Superintendent, ladies and gentlemen of the public, my name is Paul Minnie. I'm with the law firm of Middleton, Young & Minnie, and we are the Charter Developers Legal Counsel. We're a boutique specialty firm in Sacramento that specializes in the representation of charter schools. And I'm happy to say I've been doing this work since 1993, having drafted the 5th charter in the state that's still in business. Since then, we now work with over 500 of the active charter schools throughout the state of California, and have helped create and operate all the state's largest conversion schools, including Granada, Palisades, Helix, Edison, Birmingham, and El Camino. What you have before you here tonight is an exceptionally well-drafted charter petition with an unprecedented level of support. As you've heard, there's 80% of teacher support, which is a tribute to the collaborative process of the developers, and your broad support among employees, staff, community members, parents, etc., which is rarely witnessed in this charter conversion process. You also have an extraordinarily sophisticated group of charter developers that have done all the right things to get here before you today. They've taken their due diligence, done extensive research on the best practices for charter schools, both academically and operationally. They've partnered with the experts in the field, our firm, EXED for financial, California Charter Schools Association for technical assistance, insurance, training, everything else that charter schools need. They've given themselves more than enough time to implement this program, and they've done this in a transparent process. This is a group that will get this done. Let me just close by saying that the legislature has stated specifically in the education code that charter schools are to become an integral part of the educational landscape, and that the establishment of charter schools is to be encouraged. So on behalf of this dedicated and well-heeled, exceptional group of educators, we respectfully request that you support this program and approve this petition. Thank you for your time.